I'm Pat Barnard, Group Managing Editor for TMCnet, coming to you live from IT Expo West in Los Angeles. And joining me is Don Palmer, CEO and President of SIPprint. Welcome, Don. How you doing?
Hey, Pat. Good to see you.
Good to see you,
Thanks
too.
for having us here.
So tell me what's new at SIPprint.
Well, hey, that's an open-ended question, but listen, SIPprint, we are just doing so many new things. You know, our product was specifically built for call recording.
Right.
And we have 3 platforms of call recording that we're very, very proud of. We've got the Express unit for the small end user. We've got the SMB for the medium user, 20 to 70 users. And then we've got the SME, which is for 200 and above. And we're going to enter the enterprise market with that platform as well. But SIPprint, what's new is that we're going to release here at the show the SIPprint Quality Assurance Platform, because we're going to get into the call center market, and we're going to allow the management people of a call center to do agent monitoring, to do quality assurance checks on their agents and on the recordings of their agents, so they can write their own script, ask their own questions, develop their own internal methodology for how they're going to rate their agents and do all that kind of stuff and train them basically. And then we're coming out with, we're really branding SIPprint. We've come out with SIPprint Call Accounting. And that's already been out for a few months. We're coming out with a product at the Miami show, which will be very, very big. I don't want to announce it now, but it's for the call center market. And then we're coming out with SIP Care, which is the SIPprint SIP Care, which is a network monitoring device that will monitor all your endpoints on a SIP voice over IP platform. And that's going to help out the resellers and people that install systems and the end user to say, hey, what's happening on my whole network?
Right.
Is everything falling apart? Is everything working? What's happening?
Right.
So we're pretty excited.
Okay, great. Now, obviously, compliancy regulations are probably helping to create a lot of growth for you guys. And I realize that there's no place where that's more true than in the call center. Was that part of the rationale behind the release of this new call center product?
I don't know if that really pushed that along. I mean, we know there's a lot of regulatory type of things going on out there. In the financial industry and in the healthcare industry now and with HIPAA and that type of thing.
Right.
I think what was driving us into the call center market, remember SIPprint, we are owning the small and medium business for call recording and on the voice over IP and SIP platforms. And we've got a lot of customers out there that are saying, you know what, there's a lot of people that have small call centers. You don't have to have a call center with 250 people or 1,000 at American Airlines. Right. You can have an end user that may have 20, 30 handsets, and they have 5 or 6 people that are in a call center. And that is very important for these people to also, they want to have what the big guys have,
right,
but they don't want to pay for it.
Right.
So who's out there going to handle all this SIPprint?
Right. Okay, great. Now, one thing I got to ask you is, and this might, I hope I'm not spilling the beans on a future announcement or anything like that, but one of the things that's also really hot, if you're going to do call recording in the call center, is to also be able to do the speech analytics thing.
Right.
And so obviously, that's one of the key things is to be able to dive in and mine all of that recorded data, all 100% of it, because you can, find patterns and trends in customer behavior, but also in terms of the agent behavior as well on both sides.
Well,
do you
right
integrate with any of these speech analytics software vendors that are currently out there?
We have a lot of people. Let's reverse that. We've got a lot of those folks coming at us and saying, hey, can we work with you? So that's pretty exciting. And if you know anything about business as a whole, when you're the CEO of the company, there's a lot of things I can talk about, but then the CTO and the rest of the guys get mad at you.
Right.
So I can't go too far out there, but you're heading down the right path.
Right.
We're going to investigate all that. And these exciting times when you're talking about voice over IP and the SIP technology, I mean, you've got all kinds of manufacturers and companies out there that are coming out of the woodwork, but a lot of them are coming to us now. And there's, hey, we haven't seen a company like yours out there at all. Can we work with you guys? Here's what we offer. We'd like to throw you on the back of our platform. Here's what we do.
Right.
So we're entertaining actually a few things that we're going to be just as excited, and even more so when we go to the Miami show coming up in February of 11 for TMC. We're excited to even get to there. So we're riding this huge wave right now, and I like to tell everybody in our company we're on this big wave and we're going into a tsunami as we go through now the end of the year and into the new year and over to Miami. So we're looking at doing a lot of things.
Right. Okay, great. Now, when you talk about integration with other systems, obviously interoperability has got to be a key thing. Different flavors of SIP out there and stuff like that. What's your approach for dealing with this?
Man, I love that question because this hit me up about 2 years, maybe about a year and 3/4 ago, where I got a little bit miffed, and if a lot of people know me, I got that Italian, background, so I get a little miffed quick. But the deal is, don't get scared. We're just but so no, the deal was, you get a lot of these companies that you're talking about, and they want to test for your product working with their product, and they say, hey, write me a check. And I started thinking one night, I said, I don't want to do that. I mean, I'm already SIP 2.0 on the International Forum. I know what we're doing.
Right.
And there's a lot of these guys that are, believe it or not, are not even SIP 2.0.
Uh-huh.
So what we did is we opened up SIPprint Labs.
Okay.
So SIPprint has its own division of its own laboratories. We went out and we bought a whole slew of all these types of products and everything else, and we've tested them all. I mean, not 100%. There's a lot of people out there, but we've tested 90% of them.
Right.
We've got certifications from SIPprint Labs. We've got it on our booth now. We know who we're working with and everybody that works with us and what we work with them. But to be very basic, SIPprint works with all SIP-based appliances, SIP-based software, soft switches, and all that kind of stuff.
Really? So the system's pretty much agnostic to that?
That's exactly. I hate that word, but it's a good word, agnostic, yeah.
Right. Okay, great. Okay, good. So what else is new coming up? Anything else new in terms of the company that you can fill us in on? Or?
Well, not anything new except for our growth, and
Right.
that we're really, really growing.
Right.
And again, we are blazing the trail in the technology market for SIP call recording. There's not many people out there even doing close to what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We offer an appliance. We're not a software maker. We're making the appliance. People can buy it. We're very price competitive. They hook it up, it works. The end user, the guy that owns the business, doesn't have to wonder if anything's working or my PC went down or my network's down.
Right.
Hey, our box is working.
Right.
So, there's what's new with us. We're growing fast, and people are knowing who we are.
Right. So outside of the regulation, the compliancy aspect of it, what's the other thing that's driving the growth or the need for SIP call recording in the enterprise?
Well, I think, again, as I said to Rich back in last month when I was in Connecticut, that the economy is driving a lot of this, and we're actually in a good position because we focused on the SMB, and you've got people out there that they are still buying product, maybe not the big ticket items, but SIPprint is not this huge big ticket item.
Mm-hmm.
So again, what we're doing is we're allowing the small and medium business owner, and we're also going to allow the enterprise users coming up too as we're going into the enterprise level, but we're allowing those folks to be able to buy a product, buy a brand. SIPprint is branding, call accounting now, call recording, SIP Care, which is a network monitoring device. We are going to give all of these companies the ability to have these products at their fingertips, and which improves their business out to the general public, and they don't have to worry again about cost and going crazy and I got 15 flavors of something and I don't know how to work it. That's where we're going.
Okay. Call recording has always traditionally been on-site, on-premises. That's usually the traditional approach to it. What about off-site, third-party call recording?
Again, and you're hitting the nail on the head. We do a lot of stuff on-site where the customer buys the appliance and plugs it in, right? Plug and play. But we're also working with some customers and manufacturers that are doing hosted, and they're using our box. And I'll give you a perfect example. We actually do a lot of business right now with Paytech Communications, one of the biggest carriers in the entire world right now. They're one of the largest. They're a $2 billion giant.
Right.
They love SIPprint, and they're out there selling it on their IP Simple. They're hosting it. They're selling it. They're actually getting their customers to log in and hear the recordings and the calls. So there's a lot of places we're going with this thing. Again, that word agnostic is it's a funny word, but it's a good word. We work with almost anything that's SIP. You want to host it, host it.
Right.
You want to put it somewhere else and rent it out, rent it out.
Right. Okay, great. Don, thanks very much for joining us today. We've been speaking with Don Palmer, CEO and President of SIPprint. Thanks again. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks a lot,
All right,
Pat.
take
Take
care.
care. Have a good show.
Yeah.